Welcome to Morgan TV, your source for the real facts on metabolism and health. Today we're diving deep into a topic that causes a lot of confusion. Is drinking a little oregano tea really enough to get rid of Candida fungus? I'm Dr. Morgan, a specialist in obesity and metabolism. I have to tell you, this is one of my favorite topics. In fact, a huge part of the success we've had helping thousands of people is thanks to a deep understanding of the fungus Candida albicans. It all started about 25 years ago, when I began researching the work of a pioneer in this field, an American doctor named William Crook. Now, his last name might sound like the word crook, as in a swindler, but I assure you, this man was anything but. Dr. Crook was a highly respected allergist and the very first medical authority to warn us about the serious dangers of a systemic Candida infection. Back when he published his book, The Yeast Connection, the traditional medical community actually mocked him. But for me, that book was my first big clue. Even though Dr. Crook didn't explicitly say that the fungus caused obesity, I started connecting the dots. At that time, I was running a small clinic which has since grown into many centers called Cleveland Clinic, where we were seeing hundreds of people every week. What really caught my attention was that almost everyone coming to see me for weight issues, especially women, had an almost identical list of symptoms: sinusitis, nagging migraines, itchy skin, intestinal gas, and constant fatigue. In women, they often reported vaginal discharge and burning during intimacy. When I read Dr. Crook's book, I was blown away. The symptoms he described for a Candida infection were the exact same ones my clients were telling me about. I asked myself, what if this isn't a coincidence? What if these people can't lose weight because they're infected with this fungus? We know that women, due to hormonal reasons, tend to have much more fungus than men, and therefore they find it much harder to lose weight. So I started experimenting with different supplements to clear the body of this fungus and reduce the toxins it produces. The results were spectacular. I discovered that as soon as a person clears the fungus from their body, they start losing weight naturally. And most importantly, the famous rebound effect stops. So many people go on extreme diets, lose weight, and then gain it all back or even more. Treating Candida eliminates that rebound because it restores the body's internal ecology. To achieve this, we use what we call a Candiseptic kit. It's a comprehensive system that uses 3 key supplements. The first is a special oregano oil designed to attack the fungus directly. The second is good bacteria, probiotics, because Candida is an enemy of healthy gut flora. When we bring in the good tenants, we help push out the bad tenants. The third supplement is designed to boost the immune system, helping the body process and get rid of the toxins created when the fungus starts to die. Now, back to the question at hand. Is it any use to drink oregano tea or use regular oregano oil? The short answer is no, and I want to explain why from a scientific perspective. Look, every human being on planet Earth has Candida fungus. It's a normal part of our intestinal and vaginal flora. The problem isn't having it, it's when it grows out of control. In a healthy body, Candida shouldn't take up more than 10% of the gut flora. However, in people with severe infections, the fungus can take up 90% of the space, completely wiping out the good bacteria. The real danger of Candida is that it produces 78 different toxins. All of these toxins are acidic substances that flood the body, dropping your oxygen levels. When there's less oxygen, you get inflammation and your metabolism becomes extremely slow. That's why, when you do a cleanse, the toxins disappear, oxygen returns to the cells, and you get your energy and fat-burning capacity back. Let's talk about oregano. The active agent that actually kills the fungus is called carvacrol. People always ask me where they can get it, but pure carvacrol is only extracted in specialized labs and it's a very expensive process. This is where the technical problem comes in. Carvacrol is an oil, and as we all know, oil and water don't mix. Since human blood is 92% water, if you take a regular oregano oil or a tea, that oil won't be able to travel efficiently through your bloodstream. There's just no solubility. For this reason, a patented process of emulsified oregano was developed in the USA. This means the molecule is broken down into microscopic pieces, so small that the oil actually manages to mix with the water in your blood. This technology is what allows the carvacrol to reach every corner of the body where the fungus is hiding. I've been using this method for over 15 years with incredible success in more than 45,000 people. I've seen psoriasis, migraines, and diseases that seemed unexplainable just vanish. However, we're always researching to get even better. There is a challenge with oregano oil when a person is heavily infected, which is common with diabetics, since their excess glucose is the perfect feast for the fungus. Killing the fungus all at once can be very aggressive. When the fungus dies in large quantities, it decays inside the body and causes what we call a toxemia. This leads to negative symptoms like intense headaches, diarrhea, or migraines during the treatment. That's why we're currently exploring the use of a substance called undecylenic acid. Unlike oregano, which is a fungicide, because it kills the fungus, undecylenic acid is a fungistatic. This means it stops the growth of the fungus more gently without causing that violent initial toxic reaction. It's an option we're evaluating for those who are deeply infected and need a more tolerable process. In short, even though oregano is a wonderful plant, a simple tea doesn't have the potency or the technology needed to wipe out a systemic Candida infection. I'm Dr. Morgan, and I'll see you in the next episode.